Yo, what's going on, friends? Coach Liz here with another Mentorship Monday call. Hope you guys having the best day of your entire life as always. And let's hop right into it. All right, friends, today I have a pretty interesting topic for you to discuss, and the name of it, it's on you. Let's be honest, friends, it's completely on you. All your life, right? There's no one else in your life who will come and save you, who will come and do it for you, especially connecting this dots to fitness, right? I wish, guys, I wish to all my clients who I work with, I can just have a magic wand and help everyone to achieve the best physique in their life, but it's on you. I can guide you, I can help you, I can be there to support you, to give you some knowledge, to guide you, to give you custom workout plan, custom nutrition plan, but it all comes to the end, it's on you. And we're going to talk today, my friends, about your internal and external energy. Okay, that's what's really important, and that's what I think will help you to succeed in any aspect of your life, whether it's a health, wealth, relationship. It's on you, my friends, and it's on you through the internal and external energy work. Okay. So I believe the way you show up every day dictates your outcome. All right. I'll repeat one more time. The way you show up every day will dictate your daily outcome. And you can probably uh, we've been there, been in my shoes, or definitely that happened to you when you wake up, on the wrong foot, all cranky and cruggy. You have that bad energy from the first second you wake up, or you overslept, even worse, or you just, tired. You woke up and you're like, oh, it's another day. You approach the day with that internal bad energy, all the bad things starts happening. Usually oversleep or you're running late, you're in that chaos, rushing through things, and usually that leads to so many bad things. Like it snowballs, happens the snowball effect. You usually, you're running late, or you with that bad energy, you spill coffee on yourself, because you're in rush. After that, you walk out, you walk your dog, you step in the dog shit, or you're running late and you're stuck in traffic, that you'd never think, that route will be traffic there. Or even more worse, you're speeding and you get pulled over, right? You're speeding to work because you're running late with all that bad energy. You're trying to cut people in traffic and you get pulled over and you get ticket, right? So all of that, all the dictates, from the morning, from the first thing you wake up, if you have that bad energy, that will run through the day like snowball effect. And you've probably been there. I've been there for sure. So I believe that it all starts internally, right? It all starts from the first second when you wake up, and if you can see it, really love this quote. I'm gonna give you a couple quotes today throughout our life. First of them, and I really love this. I know this one for a long time. If you can see it in your head, in your mind, you can hold it in your hands, right? Again, if you can see it in your head, in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. So all starts, my friends, internally, right? And I'm going to give you a great example, fitness related, right? So it all starts internally, let's say with the losing weight, right? Let's be honest. If you're gonna just step on scale and just stay there and just wish that you're gonna lose weight, build muscle, you're gonna lose those like 10, 20 pounds of body fat, let's be honest, nothing will happen, right? If you can stay on the scale as long as you can, believe in that. You can even just think about it so hard, but nothing will happen. But if you start with your internal, if you start that internal shift in your head, you're like, okay, I'm gonna start tracking my food, right? I'm gonna start going for walks. I'm gonna start working out, so build that muscle, do strength training. I'm gonna start waking up early. I'm gonna start working on my mindset. When you make that internal shift, that everything else shifts and you become the different person, right? So when you decide to shift your identity, when you decide internally first, all of that needs to happen internally first. When you decide to shift your identity, the outcome will come, right? So when you can see it in your head, all of those shifts, that when you decide in your head first internally, all of that outcome will come in your hand, right? Or on your body. Of course, you'll see those changes. You'll see those changes in the mirror, right? So once you make decision that you're a different person, once you make decision that you're a different person, the action will follow. All right. The action will follow when you decide first internally that you're a different person. All right. So first, change your internal state, and your external state will change also. Always start internally, and external state will follow. I'm a great believer that if you can keep your energy good, the good things will follow you. If you can keep your energy good, it's another quote from today. I even wrote it down. Little, I'm looking right now in my notes. For everyone who's wondering, it's all in my notes right here. A little for today's masterclass. If you can keep your energy good, the good things will follow you in life, right? I like to keep myself in that momentum, when you have that momentum, when like you had one good day, second good day, you're completing all your workouts. I really love this. We're doing this March momentum uh, boot camp basically, or challenge, 14-day challenge in my community. And when you just every day you just attack at your 100%, you have that momentum build up. You're like, okay, every day I'm staying on top of track, tracking my food, I work completing my workouts. I'm getting points here, I'm getting points there. So, when you stay in that state, I bet my clients losing right now, like in the last week, they lost like, 2 to 3, up to 5 pounds of body weight because they got themselves in that momentum. And I'm going to give you another great example. So when you start your morning with a bad energy, you approach life with chaos, right? When you start your morning with a bad energy, you usually approach your life with a chaos. And you probably know those people when it's like everything, from the day one, or like, they have the chaos in their place. It's why I always keep my place clean to the max, because I think when I have good energy, there's no chaos around me, everything nice and clean. I can approach my business, I can approach my life, my relationship, everything in much better place. That's why I'm a huge believer. I'm always like washing, cleaning my car several times a week, because I think your environment, if you have chaos, complete chaos in your environment, your car is super dirty, I see some people sometimes they have trash, on their seats. I'm like, how you can live like that? Seriously, I get usually so many compliments about my car that's like usually clean. Sometimes, it doesn't happen a lot. I don't usually drive a lot of people besides me and Crystal. It's usually for my business, my car. But if I drive someone, we go out or something, and I'm usually getting compliments like, dude, like, Vlad, your car is really clean. Because, yeah, people notice. Because I'm like, damn, I'm always keeping my car clean. Why? Because, that keeps me in a great mood and keeps my energy without around me really great too, right? So that's why another great example about morning energy, right? When you start your morning on the right foot, on the wrong foot. So, great example. Little happened this week, a little couple days, yesterday and today. So on Sunday, I decided to slack off a little bit. Like it was really my busy week, and I decided to slack off a little bit. I'm like, you know what? Let's slip in a little bit. And I didn't start my morning with the cold plunge that I usually do. I didn't start my morning with the gratitude. I didn't start my morning with the stretching, and I slept in a little bit after that. Actually, I had to start rushing into church, so I wanted to go to church. My really good friend Mike, pastor, was preaching, so I'm like, you know what, I have to make it happen this week. So we're going to church. So we overslept a little bit, so I started rushing to church. So I didn't do my cold plunge, my gratitude, and the whole day kind of like went in that lazy road. Even if it was my like kind of recharge day, I was trying to reset my batteries. But still, usually my Sunday, it's much more productive when I start the morning, on the right foot and with the gratitude and with the good energy. My energy was like, okay, wasn't the worst, but still, I was monitoring my energy throughout the day, and I was like really was slacking on so many things. That was like really such a lazy day that I usually do much better. And next day, morning, today, Monday morning, I woke up early. I jump in the cold plunge. I even shared in my community at 7:30 in the morning. I jump in the cold plunge. I worked with my message. I worked with my gratitude. I worked with my energy. I looked at my vision board right here. I visioned all of my plans, all my like really long-term goals in my head. There we go. Zoom back. And that helped me to kill my day. No matter, even I was really tired. It was a really busy day. I have to do all my clients check-ins. I had a bunch of in-person clients. So my Mondays, like usually I had to post. It's a crazy day without between my walking, taking care of myself, uh, clients check-in, in person, online, you name it, posting. So I do a ton of stuff on Mondays. One of my busiest days, this call, everything just comes in place on Monday. But I started my morning really strong, and that helped me to go through the day on really good, like pretty much on autopilot. Even if I was tired, I was still able to finish with really, really strong my day, okay, my Monday. So so when you decide to change your internal state on a daily basis, and trust me, you have to do it on a daily basis. Like you one time you decide and it just stays there. No, every single day you have to dig and like monitor your internal state. When you start with a good energy, it just becomes inevitable that you succeed. Whether it's a weight loss, muscle gain, whether it's making more money, your relationship, anything. Sure, that applies to anything in your life. When you decide to change your internal state, you stop focusing on those little things. You stop stressing over the little things that, oh, I hate, extra donut here, like, or I skipped one workout today. You're just focusing on the bigger outcome, and everything else comes in place. So when you start taking care of your internal state, then it just becomes matter of when and not if. It's not anymore if it happens. It just matter of when. And seriously, and you become more patient. Seriously, when you have that good energy around you, you become more patient. So not just rushing. When you have that chaos energy all the time around you, you're always in rush. And that's been me, trust me, for a long time. I'm still working on it. I'm that like husky, dog, basically crazy energy always inside me. So always in that stage. So I'm trying to a little bit cool myself down in my 30s compared to my 20s, because in my 20s it was crazy, just always like that anxiety inside. So when you start operating from less chaos and good energy, then everything else completely changes. And you're not stressed out anymore if it's gonna happen. You just matter of when. And you're just taking your time, and that will happen. You know that client will come, to your business. You know that your physique will change, you'll get more muscle, you lose that body fat. It just matter of when. And you're taking it slowly. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and you're just working towards that day in and day out. Okay? So you cannot create a positive life with a negative mind. All right. You cannot create a positive life, everything around you, like I said, your surroundings, everything with the negative mind. So work, my friends, work on your mindset daily. Like I said, it's an everyday process. It's not like you do it one time, you watch some magical video, or you just, wave the magic wand and it happens, that's it, you're in that state all the time. No, you work on that every freaking day. All right. So, and if you're stressed at the moment, again, let's be honest. I'll give you right now a couple tips. We're almost done here. So let's be honest, it happens. The day, even if you start like on a great note, you start with a gratitude, you start positive, it happens that something bad happens, the day, some mess up happens, with work, client cancels, like or cancels appointments, you miss your workout, or you go and God forbid, injure yourself and you go in that rush mode and you go for a walk or something or workout, it didn't warm up properly, you injure yourself. It's all about changing that state, when you're feeling that so stressed and so overwhelmed at the moment, it's all about monitor your energy and figured out how to change your state. And you have to work on the daily. And how you change your how you shift your state to a better place, you have to figure it out. For everyone, it's totally different. For me, for example, I would blast some music. Even I'll go for a walk, first of all. That helps me always. I would put like some Tony Robbins, something, or some playlist, my favorite playlist I would listen, or would just open the windows. I would go for a quick drive around the lake and I would just blast the music, with a nice wind in my face. It will help me to clear my head. I'll come back different person. So whatever I have stressful in the moment right now, if I'm like really, it's go messy day goes, everything goes wrong, everyone cancels with me, I didn't finish this, I didn't finish that. There's something, extra charge comes, you get scammed on Amazon or something, whatever it is, you just pause. And it's not about just sitting there, but it's finding the way that brings you back in a good mood. All right. And do it daily. All right. And it's different for everyone. Like I said, for me, it's just going on a walk or going for a quick drive. Maybe for you, it's also going to walk, or maybe walk your dog, or maybe go to the gym, or maybe listen to your favorite song, anything. Maybe do like 10 minutes of stretching yoga. Maybe go to grab a smoothie in your local place. Seriously, maybe connected to food, but you can just go, make a cup of tea, or just maybe go to your favorite smoothie place, blast the music on the way there, grab a smoothie, recharge yourself, and 20 minutes later you come back home, you're like a brand new person, all right? So find a way to shift your state daily, all right? I love this really quote. You cannot solve a problem in the same mind you created it. That's one hits deep, right? You cannot solve the problem in the same mind you created it. So you gotta change, you gotta shift your state, right? And I'm not saying like, you don't need to work hard. Still you want to grind your ass off. You all go to the gym, you push yourself hard. It's not about just like I said, sitting, just meditating and just thinking about this. No, it's shifting your state, but of course, working your ass off, whether it's your health, wealth, relationship, all of those areas requires tremendous amount of work, right? But it's all starts here. It's all starts first. You got to see it in your head. You got to see it in your mind before you're holding it in your hands. All right. So here's your homework, my friends. Here's your last three tips. I'm going to give you 3 steps how to have a blessed and amazing day every day, right? And keep it high energy. So step number one, you're gonna start your morning. I talked about this before a million times. You want to start winning your morning. So win the morning, win the day. So start even first 20, 30 minutes of your day. That's all you need. Literally, it's like 2% of your day, 30 minutes. You start with gratitude. You just look at your vision board. You write down a couple things that you're grateful for. You bring yourself in that grateful state, high energy level, that you're grateful for everything that you have in your life, and you just move your body. Maybe just go for a quick walk, stretch, have your coffee, just move a little bit, play some, favorite song. Just get yourself that gratitude, all right? And move your body. Number two, you gotta monitor your energy throughout the day. Like I said, when it happens, and it happens a lot, right? Sometimes it happens on a daily basis. So when something bad happens, or you get yourself in that really bad mood, bad energy, you gotta monitor and you have to find a way to shift your state. And everyone has different way to do it, right? Like find something your favorite, walk the dog, go grab smoothie, play your favorite song, go do 20 push-ups, whatever it is for you, but find a way to shift your state, okay? And number three, I call it every night daily check-in. I mean, so many people, like so many entrepreneurs, like Tony Robbins, I know talks about this a lot too. I literally just listened to one of his archives, and he exactly talked about something similar like this. So there's 3 steps. 3 steps you want to do basically at night check-in. I call it every day daily reflection check-in with yourself. All right. And you want to do it daily, seriously. And that you will be your homework for the next 7 days. I want you to do daily and get back to me and tell me how you feel. All right. So number one, you got to rate your energy from 1 to 10. On scale from 1 to 10, 1 is like it's my worst day ever, and 10, I was in the best freaking mood of my life. So monitor your energy and rate your energy daily, right? So like rate your energy throughout the day. What was that today? Was that 6, 7, 8, whatever, right? Number two, ask yourself what went good today. So respond that. For me, it was yesterday, for example. Even when I had a busy day, I still did all my client check-ins, I went for a walk and I did the rest of my negotiables, for example, yesterday, right? Number three, right? So rate your energy. Number two, what went good today? Ask yourself and respond to that. What went good today? What was good today? One thing even. Next one, ask yourself, what would I do differently today? So what was something I would do different so I'd have better outcome and I would have better energy, better mood. Okay? For me, for example, that was I would go to bed early. On Sunday, I went to bed a little bit later than usually, and it messed up completely my day. I was so low energy, so I would go to bed early. All right, what would I do differently? And last thing you want to ask yourself, I'm looking forward for tomorrow. One thing I'm looking forward for tomorrow. For me, it's like cold plunge in the morning, maybe have dinner with Crystal, not for fiance. My workout for you, it can be anything. Walking your dog, go and work out, listen to your favorite song, whatever it is, right? So one more time, here's your homework. And this is the last part. So rate your mood daily. So your daily reflection check-in. And I want you to do it for the next 7 days. Number one, rate your mood on scale from 1 to 10. What was your energy and mood today? Number two, ask yourself, what went good today? What's the one, a couple things went good today? I was really happy with outcome. Number three, what would I do differently to have a better outcome, even better tomorrow, right? And have better mood, especially if your mood was like 8 or lower. So what would I do differently today in order to have a better rank tomorrow? And number four, last one, look what one thing you're looking for, even few things. What's something you're looking forward to do tomorrow? Okay. So guys, this will be a homework. Again, I hope that was helpful. And yeah, guys, go crush it. Let's go.